We back. So before the video begins, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys have any comments about the video or you guys have any ideas, put them in the comments below. We definitely want to hear your opinions about the game. The game drops in 2 months, and we want to make sure we have everybody's ideas. And if you guys like the content, you guys like the video, definitely share it. And if you guys wanted to do a part 2 on this series, definitely put it in the comments. Let's get it. Now we back with another banger.
Yes, sir.
Nah, it's like, man, everybody in the 2K community talk about that. All right, y'all know we back. So I had a new idea, a new topic. You know, a little thing that was pondering on my mind is the whole 2K community and 2K22. So last generation and current generation was a huge disappointment. So we want to talk about what we think that's going to sit there and fix the game and for 2K22. So I got, the one and the only legendary Said Wedge.
How you doing?
I want you to, he going to introduce himself to y'all.
Well, it's your boy Commander Ceddy, you know what I mean? I am the greatest, I am the latest, never can outdate this. Once y'all get a taste of this, it is what it is, man. Like he said, they love my grandma's recipe.
Alright, y'all. So what do you think we're going to talk about? We're going to give y'all 5 ideas, 5 topics, Mike Wang, everybody in the huge 2K community, how to fix the game. The first thing that I think that will sit there and make the game to a next generation is make the game free. A lot of people have been talking about VC, overall, how much we put into the game for all these builds and cosmetics and everything else, all the huge big 2K, they sit there and buy badges. And the game is just expensive, man. I mean, the game is just over expensive. I mean, we spend money, and that's my first little thing about the game.
Okay. Well, how do you think that'll change? So if they make it free, where do you think they get most of their income from then?
People are gonna make builds. If they make the game free, people are gonna play it regardless because then they're not investing into any money into it. And then
see, I get what you're saying, but here's the problem with that. Why not get the initial money first, which is the purchase of the game? So now you're automatically getting the money.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have people buy a build, which is double the money. And then if it's still good, they're going to buy 3 and 4 more.
Yeah.
So technically, they're going to still get the money. I get it. You say it can branch to new players, but, that initial $50 from everybody, which is millions of people, is big. It's kind of hard to make up.
Yeah,
with a yearly game.
It is. But, here's the thing. I mean, if 2K can, develop, come through with a good product, then I have no problem spending $60, $70 on the game. I have no problem. But with the last 2 games, 2K20 current gen that came on Xbox and PlayStation 4, and then when we got our PlayStation 5s and Xbox One Series X, the game just was actually broke. A lot of times, we talk about 2K being broke and the game being cheats. And throughout the years, the 2K has been, somewhat decent. It's had its exploits, it's had its issue. But 2K21 next gen, it was completely broke by things wasn't able to work. Like, I remember people wasn't putting up interior defense just because why waste the badge points because it didn't matter. I remember a couple of people in the 2K community say, hey, don't put anything in stamina because everybody, if you don't hold RT, there's no point of building stamina. You're able to run all day.
Before me and you got the game, we was watching, I forgot his name. We're going to have to find his name because we're going to tag you in it. He had someone give him a build and everything checked out before we ever got the game. We thought it was like, oh man. To us, it looked like a good build because we didn't even know like the game and the mechanics. Then all of a sudden, he said an 85-3. Dog shit. I don't want this build. No. And what game is 85 not adequate enough to shoot a 3? To where he's talking, this is dog shit.
Yeah, I remember.
It was, man, right before the game come out, made me think.
I forgot what his name was. He an OG 2K player. He before us.
Yes.
He played Tyceno into it. If you guys know his name, please drop it in the comment. I'll probably figure it out after this video. But, he was live streaming on Twitch, and one of the people he was running with was like, yeah, this build dog shit. Just because he had an 85-3. And never in my life in any 2K has an 85-3 ever been dog shit. So that's when the 2K get a no for me. Like when you put an 85-3 and you still can't consistently shoot, that's when you have problems in the game. Like you should be able, like when 2K20 had it where you were able to consistently shoot with a 73, dunk on a 70, like that when I got the game was was great because anybody could do anything and it had a huge skill gap. I thought 20 was the best 2K because it required skill to be dominant in that game.
Yes, sir. Well, I think that brings us to our second point, gameplay.
Yeah.
How mechanics work.
Yep.
Like, so, all right, let's start off because this one might be a little deeper. Okay, so where do you think the gameplay should be from the previous 2Ks? Where do you think they should start on their new building process, on the new 2K? What 2K should they take from to be the foundation?
Me personally, a little bit of 16, a little bit of 20.
Okay.
20, I think, had the spectacle, very, very good defense. The mechanics for that game, how it worked, and so did 16. I think defense is a true impact in the game because anybody can shoot a wide open shot, anybody can green a wide open shot. But when you contest a shot like in 19 and 20 and 21, certain shots shouldn't have went in. Yeah, and on a rate that they were going in was the issue. I get, like players like Paul George, Damian Lillard, Kobe Bryant. There's real life players that have played and made contested shots, and that's not an issue. But on the rate of the shooting and how it should work contested shots, it depends on badges and it depends on high 3-point. No reason why somebody with a 73-pointer is hitting contested shots consistently.
So then, okay, so before we go a little further on that, I do want to touch up where I think they should start off on the defensive end is they had it right with 19 with a little bit of 20.
Yeah.
I'll leave it out with 16 because 16 and 17, a lot of people's favorites, and it's actually one of mine too, but the problem with it is defensive stopper was actually a great badge.
Yeah, it was. It
was a great badge. The whole thing was you had a build that they already set up for you. So they already had a scale on how powerful things was. They knew to make it even because it's going across the board with certain badges that you gotta get. You can't switch it. So from that, bro, I think they should start there with, okay, instead of letting everybody pick what they want, you gotta start with having a structure. Like Call of Duty got Juggernaut if you get to it, or stopping power or whatever. You know what that do.
Yeah,
it does what it do, and it's there for a reason. And you can't. There's no alternate. There's no patching it. There's no. They keep it there, and you gotta adjust to it.
And that is a good point because
a lot of meaningless badges. What's the point of having all that? Maybe you should be able to switch between the badges, but have all these badges mean something that you gotta start.
Because before clamps, I believe it was just a defensive stopper. Because I remember it used to be on bronze, silver. Because I remember I used to get defensive stopper on 19, and even bronze was good enough. Bronze had it like, okay, as long as you got a little bit, as long as you had some type of defense, it was good enough.
Bronze is magic.
I'll
say that. Bronze is magic. If you got bronze, you feel great.
If you had a bunch of bronze badges, it definitely was like just golden. You at least could do something. And so, like, what you saying that, our third point, I think a good topic is, builds. When we start the structure of defense, because defense, anybody, with offense, it has its ups and downs, but I think the 2K does a pretty decent job on defense. When somebody's like, he's making wide open shots, I'm like, bro, he has a 90+3 and he's shooting wide open shots. That should go in. Like, like when people like, it's not green, I'm like, bro, he's still wide open. He still has it's still a good shot percentage. It's still a good shot regardless of the timing. I mean,
this is where I praise 18, not to cut you off. Remember that thought. Because remember when you would shoot the ball, even if it wasn't green, it would say good.
Yeah.
Good release, but it'll brick.
Yeah. And I
that was very realistic. That's a realistic. That's a realistic shooting feature that a game should have.
And I think so too.
And not just green or not just how they have the things like that little slightly little.
Yeah.
No, like you should be able to get a good release. It should say good. It's just like that was a good release, but guess what? It's not good enough. You break instead of the slightly because people complain too much.
Yeah, and that's true because when people be like, why is this not going in? Because the window, it really should depend on if it was a good, bad, or
sometimes you
gonna
miss like good release, like no one hits them all, and no one should be like Stephen Curry or Kobe because you know what? There's only one of them.
Yeah.
And it's one of them for a reason. And we're all just street hoopers, even though they say about we make the NBA. It's like, come on, let's keep it at a level where we got to understand you should have to have a skill gap point of view to hit that level of, damn, he's playing like Kobe would.
Yeah.
How did he take a build that, whatever, it ain't even supposed to do that, but he does it with it. And it's not you get this free reign of, we could boost up 3 as a 7-footer and boost up. Like, what's the point of that? Like,
I mean, it's a lot of things.
It's pretty crazy.
You know, and it's a lot of people in the community. And we've been playing the game since 14. My career-wise, I mean, I've been playing 2K before that. I remember 2K9 where it was Kobe on the cover, and.
No, I think it was Shaq.
So maybe it was Shaq. Maybe I was wrong. 2K8.
We got to fact check that. I think it was Shaq, and then it was Kobe. I know Kobe was 2010.
Yeah, 2K10. Yep.
I know Kobe
right.
was 2010 for sure.
And so I've been playing 2K for a long time, a very long time. I mean, it's been a minute. My career, I've been really passionate about, but it's always has its ups and downs with me. So like, we're not gonna sit there and take too much time about it. So builds, I personally prefer the old build mechanics when there was the primary, the secondary. I thought that build structure was so great because you knew exactly what your build could do. You know, you knew the highest.
Why did they even change it?
You know, the reason why they changed it was because everyone had their issues. But if you kind of rewinded it back in 2K20, everybody's build was able to do something if you were good enough. When people started creating those two-way slashing playmakers, those builds could do everything.
Deadly.
They could shoot, they could pass, they could play defense. I mean, they could do every single thing, and so I don't get why so many people want to change that format when you had builds that could do 4 different things. I remember I used to get snatch blocks if I put the right badges on with a point guard. I remember I was hitting every single shot consistently at like during different points of the game when I was really on with those shots. I remember there was no one that can guard you on the 1-on-1. And then there was I remember in 2K20 versus 2K21, rebounding wings was my bigs. You know, I those builds was really
rare breed.
They was able to sit corner.
Rare breed.
They was able to hold the paint.
A couple of those.
And they were able to consistently shoot. And then when 2K21 dropped and 2K21 Next Gen dropped, those builds didn't exist. And I'm like, damn, that's why I thought builds was a real big thing in 20 because there was so much diversity. There were so many different builds in that game. They were able to dominate and still do things, and it created so much creativity.
Competitively, I still would go with 19.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing they could have really fixed about 19, because the build system was correct, how you like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think the primary and the secondary was great.
You like the defensive mechanics of 20 because you can really clamp somebody. So I get where you're going on with that. So maybe they should do a mix between those two, but. Yeah. Really, would it have been so bad had we not switched over to 20, kept it at 19, right? And when you got 20, they just added a third piece of an archetype and kept the double takeover.
See, I don't think so
with
much.
With new rewards, though.
Yes and no.
Because why do we have to switch that system? That system actually worked. A lot of people like that build system. It's
I was a big fan of it. I enjoyed it.
Every one of those badges had to work because this is all you get. You can't even switch them.
Yeah. So what they should do, and this is what
or is it the road to 99 that made it the difference?
The road to 99 is how I think they should do it because you had something to grind for. But in one of those things, because the rep system is bullshit. I mean, there's only 2 reps. I mean, Gym Rat is the number one to grind for, and once you get Gym Rat, it's like, okay, what else am I going to really get? Double VC is cool, but in 2K20 and 2K21, you got enough VC if you play the game. I mean, the spinner wheel was bullshit in 2K21 and 2K21 Next Gen.
Let us start off with park handles.
Yeah, and then
can we not have to have
work for park handles.
We should be able to have park handles regardless of what's going on.
You're able to start with park dunks.
I get the Hall of Fame thing, even though it should be gold. All right, so here's how you should do the dribble system. People should be messing up. It shouldn't be perfect. It should be, if you try to spam right, left, down, all that craziness, your dude gonna hold up, I can't even do this, hold up. Even if your thing is high, he should still mess up because professionals mess up. And it will stop the promoting of spamming to do certain crossovers so people can stop thinking they're so cheesy. Yeah. See, the thing about 2K is you should be able to do realistic dribble moves. Yeah. Still sauce people up, but you should have to, the skill gap will be having to time it. Having to really, not just doing it because they say no. If you somehow do it too early because you just tap left, right, left, no, you gonna hold up. You gonna break down if you pressing you.
You know what they should do is bring. This is why I personally.
Or they should bump steals.
The bump steals was funny because you just run up to somebody, you can steal the ball. I always thought that was hilarious. But what they should do is the road to 99. This is what I personally would do: is the road to 99, and make the road to 99 so good, for example, 92 can be Gym Rat. Okay. 93 can be double takeover. So then you got people really grinding because you get the 93, you get double takeover.
That's clean.
94. you can add 10 new badge points to each category. So then at 94, like in a real life situation of a player's 94, they're literally like they can dominate in 3 different things.
Shit, back in 2K18, you can play with an 85 and do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
To another point.
But also 18 and 19, they didn't have the
18 was broken, but it had great moments.
But
I know people hate it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say an unpopular opinion with if every build had something that was broken about it, doesn't that make everybody a superhero?
Or add value to each one of those builds.
Yeah.
So if you grind it hard enough,
they could have took the snatchbacks out, but I think they perfected 18 with 19. There'll be no 19 without 18. So I think 18 just deserves some respect. That's kind of where I'm leaving.
It's it's a little bit of a rough draft for each game.
Super rough draft, like unfinished game rough draft.
And so it just sucks when they take a huge dip between each game.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And 2K let us down with making people buy 2 games and purchase VC, and they both be terrible games, regardless. So, even though we're trying to give credit to where whatever is, 2K got to step it up. It is what it is. This is the year where the skill gap should be something.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to not make games yearly and make it over long term, like most games do. Seasons, update the game, get a DLC thing type deal going to be able to go new places if that's what you want to do. That way the game can be balanced and it's not a new thing. You don't got to do something new every game.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't got to switch how you. Sometimes you had it right.
Yeah.
You had it right at 20 with your defense.
Yeah. So 20,
you had it right at 19 with your badges.
Yeah. 20 was to me was the best one.
You can just add from there. You don't gotta. Let me just try new. What are you talking about? You got people who spend legitimate money, put legitimate time into a game that you patch because people cry about I can't shoot.
And it's usually the really bad players that cry about it. It's not even like the really good players, because all the good players are gonna play regardless. Like they're gonna realize, like, all right, I'm still good, better than everybody else. Ticino, Flight, not Flight, but
Skill's gonna be Skill.
Schizo. I mean, like all the good 2K players that are in the game are gonna play no matter what, because they realize, like, I'm still gonna. I mean, Bandits Crew. I mean, who's that? Who's always Davis talking about?
Man, who is he, man? I forgot, but
DF, the DF crew.
DF is what
grinding. Grind is dope. I actually enjoy Grinding's gameplay. I think he's dope. But that's a huge point of it. But 2, number 2 on our chopping block of the top 5 things that really gonna fix the game. But really, one of the biggest issues about the game, and regardless of everything, is people run. Back in 19 and 18. They didn't show how good you were. They just had your level, and that's why I think the Road to 99 was so great. Is because you would play with so many people, and now that you got elites and you got legends and you got all these things, people run, and that's either you add a matchmaking system where people consistently play and they don't have a choice, like Call of Duty and every other game. Every other game in this world has a matchmaking setup.
They do.
Or you hide it, or you're able to hide it. And that's like one of the biggest issues that we have in 2K, is that people are consistently always running from one another, and you're waiting minutes to hours trying to get another game.
So when people, I know a lot of people say they want to have just dedicated servers for that. Will people substitute having all that freedom to walk around to have purposely load in to a certain type of server?
Yeah, I mean, 2K makes them definitely. 2K makes the money.
So basically, though, what they're trying to do is give us an RPG feel of it.
Yeah.
Now, what I think they're trying to do is actually good.
Yeah. But GTA has a matchmaking system for some of their games.
You're right.
And the game's been out for, 20 years now?
I think they need to break it into segments of where you want to be, right?
Talking about from, like, ranked skill-based wise?
From ranked skill base to even where if you're trying to go to the city should be its own thing to where ball players can hang out and spend money and do things.
Yeah.
You kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
it should be its own GTA 2K world of what you can do as a baller. So in 2K, but everything else should be if you load into a court, you own that court. 18 was perfect. You wouldn't go to a different court because first off, the moment you run to a different layer, someone snag you. So
what about this? You keep the park, take out Pro Am, and add matchmaking. Don't even have Pro Am, because a lot of the the cheesy players play Pro Am. That's fine, but why don't we have an all dedicated thing for Pro Am? So Pro Am, it's not even called Pro Am, or it's just competitive. It's just ranked play.
Now, is it Pro Am or is it like So is it 5v5 pro-am or is it 3v3?
It's gonna be all different ones. You go into a little like
Okay.
You know how the locker room system is. You can have a little interface when you walk in, but you pick which one it is.
They might can take a thing from League.
Yeah.
How they got their system where you can't do a full 5, but you can bring 3 and someone else brings 2.
Yeah.
So everybody can get partnered up how you want to, as far as a team ranking and a solo ranking.
Yeah.
Because you should have both. People should have a solo ranking and a team ranking, and a lot of it should be based on your win percentage, so people are enticed to play good.
Yep. Yeah, that's 100% fact.
If someone's a carry,
because we'll have
you
people
let them carry if you're trying to get the dub. Because obviously you're trying to get a loss, and it's like now your rank going down, and then you can should be reported for ending type deal.
Yeah. I mean,
they need to get a system where it's a strict thing. Like they're gonna you cannot throw games because.
I mean, there's a lot of good points. I mean, like
everybody should touch the ball. But if you mess up the feng shui and throw the game, that's not being a team player.
I mean, in 2K21 current next gen, what they did was when you play 5v5 pro-am, if somebody left the game, they would give you a 60 overall. And I know, like, I know they said they kind of fixed it with how the AI reacts. It does contest you, but when we played it when it first dropped, the AI did not contest. The AI didn't do anything. And we would literally lose because it would be that one player dominating the AI and just shooting deep threes, and it was green automatic. And that should never happen. Like, it should never be where a system like that happens if somebody quits. I mean, the whole matchmaking thing needs to be added, but it also needs to be delegated in a very, very, like,
I think
soft
it's
manner.
Because 2K is more badge dependent.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you got a 93, but guess what? You don't have these badges, which is AKA time played.
Yeah.
See, people can break down badges however you want, but really all
time
it is
played.
is just time played into getting a certain thing.
Yeah.
And so they're just trying to get your time.
The more time you play into the game, the better you're gonna. The
more
the build
you might
is.
spend money, the better your build gonna be. And a lot of people try to even pay people to like it's not to that point. People will pay people.
And I've said it, and we've witnessed it. I believe in 20 or 19, but we played on each other's builds, and like the stuff I usually did, he couldn't do, and the stuff he usually did, like a lot of people don't understand that builds don't matter. Like, cause I've gone on streaks with just builds with no badges. It really just comes to having simple IQ and learning how to play the game. But builds do take a huge impact into the game, because if you don't have enough builds, if you don't have enough badges, you can't do anything. And that's one thing that sucks, because if you have a high 3-point and you shoot wide open shots and you don't have the badges, you'll miss. And that's one of my biggest issues with 2K when it comes to little things like badges, because how do you supposed to, like, I personally like getting my badges in park versus career, because career is overall boring. Like, you're playing against simple AIs, they don't contest, they don't do anything. So like 2K needs to really sit there and step their game up when it comes to stuff like that. Like, if I have to depend on badges, at least make it fun for me versus me going to career and just playing against the AI. One of my biggest topics was like, okay, add, like how the Morris brothers are, Gasol's brothers are, the Ball brothers. Be able to have like somebody you bring in and play with you. Have like a real life person play with you. Y'all both get drafted. Like, how they have like Jackson Ellis and your little rival that you have in the games. This year it was
that'd be a nice feature.
Instead of you having a rival, have a rival, but like have it be like where you can have somebody like a real life person come in through the draft and play on your team with you. And then like I remember there was, I think it was 16 or 17, where they had like little things where you can, like, if Jackson Ellis was hot, it would give you like juice. I think they had like a juice system back in the old career mode, but do that with an actual real friend. And getting on our last topic, I'll let you take it off of the number one issue that we have with 2K. What would make 2K22 great?
The number one that make 2K21 great is something I don't think anybody has ever said before. But I thought long, I thought hard, and they should simply have 2 ways to build your character within the same game. Okay? So, you can have a build where you pay $85 and you can do it like you said, 2K20 style. You get the My Creative Player, you grind up some badges, and you can upgrade them however you want to, but it should only go to a certain strength.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So like, to break it in tiers, if the top level a player can get to is 18, just from, and at these different levels you get really sweet, you know what I mean? And 18 is the top tier, this way of building your character should only get you to about a 14.
What do you mean?
It should only get you to about a 14 because there should be a different way you can build your character, which is a legacy way where you start off at a 60 and you don't get to put money into it. You grind this character up.
Okay.
It should be now they should have the my point system, different to where you can actually grind your character up. You don't have to pay said money. You can pay said money and go to, that's always going to be in the game. They're going to make their money. But you get certain badges that the game gives to you.
Okay.
And as you grind this way up,
from 16
because
up.
you can't switch it.
From 16 up?
So I say the badges from 19.
Badges from 19?
19, but they could be whatever, but you just cannot switch them.
Okay.
And they hold a certain weight. They hold a
preset.
certain weight to be able to hold down this build.
Okay. So
you're playing with this build. It's a legacy build. So once you hit 99, you go to about 16.
Okay, I get
and then when you hit legend, that's when you hit 18. When they hit legend, that's when they hit 16. Now, granted, they can still ball out, but they can switch their badges.
So what about for each build? Or
so it's a power system. Now, granted, that's not going to determine how good anybody actually is, because someone who can switch the badges, if they're actually good at the game, they about to cook whoever's coming at them. It doesn't switch. But if someone's actually good at the game and does it the legacy way and has said badges, that's like you said, defensive stopper, deep threes, everybody know what these do. Everybody know what posterizer do. It ain't contact. You know what these badges do. You have to grind them up the way you used to have to grind them up.
Yeah, I like that.
You actually had to do it.
Yeah,
remember, you couldn't just you couldn't just do offense and get on. No, you had to do fades to get the difficult shots.
Yeah.
To get difficult shots, you have to do fade. To get deep threes, you have to shoot deep threes.
Versus just shooting.
It was based off your attribute, and then it got better. You're like, oh damn, my shit on silver. Damn, I got to hit about 100 more threes or whatever to get this bitch to go
So what about if they had the build system, they had all the preset badges, like a few preset badges, and then you were able to add more. So everyone had 10 preset badges for each build you made, depending on your build, and then you were able to add. So say you had an all defensive player, so you had all 10 defensive badges, but you wanted to be able to shoot and dribble, and depending on the pie chart system. They could
do
they could
keep that?
I like the pie chart system, but have the pie chart system where you had 10 preset badges for each one, just like how they add 10 for each category, but have 10 preset one for the build, and wherever you leveled them up, in the pie chart system, for your attributes, it depends on how many badges you get to add towards the extra 10. So you have 10 that's already set, and then you had another 10 to 30.
Spread out
between what you actually picked.
Okay.
So your build was, you start off with so then you weren't just grinding badges. So you already start off with 10. Your player can already do things. And then you grinded up the ones that you actually added to it. 2K can do a lot of things. I think that way would work because then you have
2K just trying to take our time with these badges.
Yeah.
But here's the deal.
Call
of Duty doesn't take your time with their grinding of whatever. Their guns work efficiently.
Yeah, you can use any gun and be good.
It works efficiently. You can start off as a new player with the regular base guns. People can have all the perks they want. Yeah. But if you're good in Call of Duty, you are good in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to drop on them. You're gonna know how to move. You're gonna. Because it's free, everybody can move however, but you're gonna know how to move.
And don't get me wrong, Call of Duty does have guns that are better than other guns, but generally, I've seen some of these the
movement outplays any type of guns.
The Call of Duty tournaments that they have, those players play in those tournaments because they deserve to play, not because of the badges, not because of anything like that. They are good players.
Great players.
Apex, from the Bronze League to actual Predator.
Competitive edge, bro.
The difference. And the 2K being a basketball game, being one of the best sports on this planet, needs to step their game up when it comes to competitive play, because competitive play is what's really going to push the drive on this game. I get it, there's casual play like in anything else. Call of Duty has casual, League of Legends has casual, Apex Legend, there's RuneScape. Every game has its casual players. What really that gets the drive of players is when you're able to separate that skill gap and show. Not just because, we had a friend named Penguin that hit Legend twice, and it wasn't because he was good at all. I mean, he just played the game. That's what it comes down to 2K. It's just play time.
Yeah,
and
put your time in.
And you put your time in the game. It shouldn't develop you as a great player.
Time should be into the grind to whatever you're trying to. See, that's another problem. Everybody being 90-99.
Yeah.
I said 90.
Yeah, 99.
Put a bunch of nines on the screen just so they know. Put a bunch of no. But everybody is 99.9, right?
Yeah.
And that is a problem. Everybody shouldn't be, because everybody shouldn't be a 99.9. It is what it is. You play like that last game. It shouldn't even. No, you should. The grind to 99 should be hard.
I thought it was. Vigorous. I thought it was dope.
It should be. It should break you down because you have to play this game so much how it used to be, which was fine because people wanted to hit 95, right?
Yeah,
to get double takeover.
That changed the game. Double takeover changed the game.
Was it 90? Wait, so which one?
94, 95. It was 94.
So which one was double takeover and which one was a free player?
95.
95 was the free player.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so check it. You first got double takeover, so now you super geeked. It took you forever. You finally got that. Real grinders got that before Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Before Christmas, if you was a real grinder, you had that. You was playing the game.
That's what made the game go.
If you was a real grinder.
No,
a lot of players that's like the 50%ers of who's actually good at 2K got theirs between the January to the March set. You know what I mean? And then they got the extra player you know how long it took you to level up because it had layers to it.
Yeah.
You hit it and you said, I know after I get this bar complete, I'm about to. Nope, you thought.
And what too? I mean, there's a lot of things we ain't gonna take too much because this video is definitely getting past the points. We could always add both. You know, we do the road to 99 and then add the rep system, the rep rewards because. I mean, we honestly deserve it. How much time we put into the game. I mean, there's no reason why we're getting. I mean, I spent the wheel one time and I got like 400 VC or 250 VC. I'm just like, well, what's 250 going to do in 2K? Like honestly, what does 250 VC does? I mean, give us something that we actually deserve. I mean, we actually put our real time and real money into the game. I mean, anybody that plays 2K
so
puts their extra.
Rewards is what you're saying.
Both. I mean, we actually deserve both. We deserve both. I mean, road to 99 is dope, but also give us rep rewards because we actually deserve it. I mean, 2K is gonna make ridiculous.
Stop changing y'all game so much.
Yeah.
We love y'all game how it be because it be a good game. If we say okay, we want y'all to change stretches not being contested because they're taller, right? When you make your next game, because you didn't want to patch it during that game, you keep everything how it was, you add this, you add or take away something that we've been asking for, and sooner or later, you're going to have the perfect game that we said, we want you to make this game again.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, we're not even mad that you did 2 to 3 years the same, because guess what? You have a perfect game that we're happy. Call of Duty gives people the same game.
Every game.
But they add one new thing. Remember when we first got Black Ops?
Yeah, Black Ops was dope. Black Ops was dope.
That's when you first got to do the dive, right? Or you first got to do the dive. And people were so happy. Everything else was the same.
Remember back in Halo? Remember back in Halo when you were able to do the assassinations? I thought that was the dopest shit.
Yes, sir.
I was like, damn, you really slice a nigga up.
All prime cases of the gameplay and everything staying the same, but they add just a new feature and take away the things that we don't like.
And then when Halo 4 came out, or 5, I think it was 4 and 5, people didn't like. They changed up so many things. Everyone had sprints. Everyone was able to do different things. Guns just didn't work the same. And that's when games started to change. When you start doing too much.
And that's when Call of Duty actually officially took over, because I believe Modern Warfare came out and they kept everything the same for a couple years.
Yeah.
So they had a nice span to.
If it works, why? I mean, they're saying it says if it ain't broke, why fix it? I mean, 2K it will fix things because people in the community that aren't good, that really just don't understand the game at all. I mean, they'll make builds with 90 plus 3 points and miss wide open shots because they don't know how to release. Will complain about the game and they try to consider them versus the actual people that are good at the game. I mean, we play the game for the last 4 or 5. I mean, consistently played.
Consistently? Oh,
consistently.
Consistently. It's been at least the last 5 years of us being into a party on Xbox, all the way up into Discord or whatever. How it just upgraded and
set up games
every day. Like, no, and I don't think people understand. Like, a lot of people say they grind, but nah, like
I mean, 2K can do a lot of things. League of Legends has
2 hours of sleep grind.
Yeah, I mean,
you wake up like
I remember that day when you and Han,
you can say whatever,
me,
bro. When the game is good and the game is actually what it's supposed to be, bro, you do what you gotta do to play it.
Yeah, I remember it was 2K19, and it was the road to 99. Everyone was not getting any sleep. People were calling out for work because they knew like if you went to sleep and you was a 90, like 86, 87, and niggas woke up at 90, you were like, damn, like you got how many badges? Like you did all these other things. Like your build wasn't competing against other people, and you wanted to grind. You had a reason to grind. Road to 99 gave you a reason to really grind, and I really do miss that feature in the game because it was so prominent because it made the game so great. Yes, the grind itself was hard, which I think it deserved to be. The issue that it had was that it wasn't giving us a VC for how much we were playing. So when you have more, so if you give us more VC, like that's the thing about 2K is time played, and if you give us more VC, that gives us more time played, and that's what's going to make the game more money because then you're going to sit there and give the game to other people are going to play it, and then there's different things. I mean, League has this thing called Clash, and 2K should start running 3-on-3 tournaments every weekend or every other weekend. I mean, I like the events, and I missed the Reese's events because that was dope. You wake up Saturday nights, get double VC, double VC and double rep.
Yes.
And they took that out because they lost their endorsement or something like that. I mean, that was my favorite one. You wake up at 10 o'clock, and you got double VC, you grind it for an hour, and your player was a different build. Like after
last honorable mention before I leave. Why did they take out the custom T-shirts? Now, I know it don't get enough shine, but think about it.
Yeah.
2K literally controls what they want to give us, right? To a point where they will take out everything good and give us something bad, which is actually
like
bad.
The sleeves, like.
Wait. Sorry, what you say?
Like the sleeves.
You like those or you don't?
I don't like them. I mean, what's the point of having an animated sleeve? I mean, it's like, I get it, to have your person have some drip, give them some swag, but it's like why take out the custom sleeve?
I like my arm sleeves. Like, you know what? I'm an arm sleeve wearing.
But you can sit there and make some drip out of the t-shirts though.
I remember how AI got his covered, and I made that because he's the coldest.
But imagine if you had your whole crew and y'all all wearing shirts and y'all pull up to one court.
So you are for custom shirts?
Yeah, of course. Get it. Yeah, I mean, it's not to work for it. I shouldn't have to play the game and work for it.
The rewards.
Yeah, the reward system. Like that's how it was. Is that the reward system?
So we need a better build system. We need better defense. We need better rewards. What else did we touch on that exactly is vital?
Gameplay.
Oh, the overall gameplay, the connection, and just how the game's built.
And build system.
And exactly. We need to get back to the basics of how just the game's played. It needs to be IQ. It needs to be a skill gap. That's one of the things we talked about, just the competitiveness. And actually, I think we did over it. I don't even know how many we did. We did plenty.
We did a lot, man. We did a lot.
The game is a competitive game, and you need to keep it competitive. If everybody wants to play it, that's fine. But Rainbow Six is competitive.
Mm-hmm. That's all it is.
Everybody cannot play this. You can play it if you want to. We get that you like the game, but this is a competitive game where if you're trying to take this game to League of Legends height, to Call of Duty heights, you got to have a competitiveness.
And I mean, 2K,
nothing else to
2K get the best standpoint because it's basketball. So you're going to get people to play just because of some fact it's basketball. So.
And they need a worldwide tournament because I know only a select people make it to the league, but a lot of people earn their things on the 2s court and then they go to the thing with a custom 5. But really, if they have a 3v3 across a big board,
like an actual tournament
where people gotta play within certain time frames and your team get eliminated and now you out and somehow
you can watch it on Twitch and bring back
that would be a great it's little things like that you can add on to just having great gameplay, but you need great gameplay for you to add such little things like that. That's free.
Yeah, I mean, I think about it. I mean, we used to watch Tyceno and his wagers because literally on Twitch because it was the gameplay was so good, and people wanted to see real competitive players play against other real competitive players.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we really need.
Different skills, different things. Some people shooting post fades. Remember, I created a build just the post. Yeah, just the post fade. Just to say,
just post looking.
And no one knew that it greens a lot. Hey, who would have knew? You know what I mean? But the new 2Ks, they took it out, so we're not gonna keep rambling back and forth. The point is, 2K, get on your job. You got a lot of great ideas. We get it, but listen to your community. We're out here to help.
All right,
that's what we do.
All right, y'all, I'm done.